Skype, microphone, everything's unmuted for the first time in 2 years that I've been doing this. Welcome, everybody, welcome. We are Tabletop Anthologies. This is War Stories. We are continuing our tank campaign within the RPG series. And with our tank crew, who are driving the M4 Sherman Tank for the 70th Tank Battalion and Baker Company. We'll start off with some intros. I'll go into a quick recap for our boys here, and then we'll kill some Nazis. First, with our TC here, welcome back, Forlath. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, General. It's never not a good day to kill Nazis.
It is. I agree with you. Onwards to our gunner, Mr. Judge Wolf.
Hello there.
Hello there. And then to our driver, Mr. Severian. Hello, Severian.
Hello. Good evening.
You handsome son of a bitch.
Why, thank you. I'm going to need some music in Foundry.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. Restart.
I think you need a cough drop, too.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know where that came from. It's a ghost or something.
Is that better? Do you feel more immersed?
Better. More immersed.
Perfect. And then onwards to our loader, Hades.
I got nothing. I got
Loader?
nothing.
I just met her.
Loader, you just met her. All right. Everybody hears the music. Do you feel patriotic and war going? Good. So we left off last game 41 days and 21 hours ago. The remaining column of Baker Company, Blackjack, Badger, and Big Ugly, led their way towards St. Mary Eglise, where they ran into a little bit of trouble. Not too much. They handled it without... actually, they did take some damage. I'm sorry. You did take damage. I was a... gentleman with a Panzerfaust and a sniper. They did make quick work of it in relatively time terms, but they did take a round, which dropped the health of the tank. They continued on to St. Mary Eglise, and once they got into the city, they were directed to drive north along the road that they're on currently to the end of the city, where other tanks are bivouacked and lined up, and that is essentially where we left off. So, anybody have any questions before we start bivouacking?
I've never whacked biv before. Proceed.
Proceed. Nobody? Anybody?
Did you call it that when you were? Did you ever call it that, like in training in the military, bivouacking?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Never did.
A couple times. Really, the only time we ever did it, I did it wasn't basic. Outside of that, I was with a bunch of pilots, so.
I was going to say, is it like a particular...
They didn't camp hard.
Yeah, is it like specifically when you've got tents and are digging a latrine and...
Yeah, it's essentially a staging area, right, Wolf?
Yep.
Because like when I hear the word bivouac, I think of it's used by Tolkien when they set up camp headed to Gondor after after they muster the Rohirrim. They make bivouac.
Wait, what game is this? What are we playing?
Yes. There was a time jump.
Gondor calls for aid!
Your tank has suddenly turned all white.
It's got a big white hand on it.
Yeah.
Oh God, we're on the wrong team.
Oh, I did forget to mention, when you did take a hit, it was critical, which means, and you guys rolled that the turret was damaged, so the turret cannot swivel. So it is currently stuck in like the 15 degrees position, Wolf. So just so you know.
Get out and fucking fix it. The fuck is this happy horse shit? You just took away my fucking only ability.
Tell Horner.
We're about to bivouac, so put up my tent and I'll fix the turret.
Fuck. All right, let's go. I'll bivouac you while you're doing the work.
You
All right.
bivouac.
So game's been paused.
You beat me to it.
Yeah. What's up now, bitch? Bitch. There we go. On you guys.
Are these buildings here?
Those are all buildings, yeah. So the blue, if you want to zoom out, because you can see the whole map, and when I go to describe the mission, I did that on purpose so you could see everything. The gray blocks, they're buildings, houses. The blue lines, they are like waist high rock or stone or cement style walls, like fences almost. And then anything green are either, like if it's long, it's the hedgerow, and if it's like short, or if it's just like the round dots, it's bushes, trees, things like that. And yellow is the road. Yellow is the road.
How do you ping?
Just hold the button down, your left mouse button.
Is the giant tank right there supposed to be there?
Yes. Yeah. I described that last time as you're coming in, and I can do that for you again here real quick as we start.
Okay. Please do.
Where are we at here? Where are we at here? Okay. As you drive through the main city streets, there's evidence of battles all around. Bullet holes in the walls, crumpled buildings, holes, gaping holes that show the interior of the building, which is kind of like what you passed on your way in. Same thing in the streets. You got dead horses, blown up carts, some equipment laying around. Obviously, right next to you is a stub tank that looks like it was knocked out at some point, because it is still smoldering and on fire. As you approached the edge of town, initially the 101st Soldier was standing at the intersection, and he directed you to the north. He seems to know where you are to be headed.
Hey, I'm teabagging myself on stream, by the
No,
way.
you're not. You can't see it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm just letting you know.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
So is it all three? Is it all three tanks, or was he picking us out individually?
Yeah, he was directing all three tanks, and I can help move you guys up there. So.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Hit the building.
You hit the building. Are you stuck in there?
Nope. I'm good now. Where are we setting up camp? Do we see anyone else?
Taking you up there now, and then we'll go. I'll bring you guys up here. Basically, where your dudes are. So drive it up in, and let's see here. You reach the end of town, and there is one other soldier. Looks like an MP. He's directing you to pull into the open field just to your right. There's a house there, a few small apple trees. As you pull in, kind of more in the distance, you do see some Able Company tanks lined up, and some guys on there that look like they might be doing some work. And as you pull in, both Big Ugly and Badger, they seem to shut off real quick, and their crews seem to jump out and start working on camouflage. Looks like one of their gunners might already have their feet propped up, doing themselves a relax. And as you shut the engines off, Lieutenant Finkelstein comes across the radio, and he says, Knoblauch, meet me in the building here just to our south in 15.
Roger that, Lieutenant. Horner and Sweet Pea, see what you can do about getting us topped up in fuel and ammo, and get this damn turret taken care of. Top priority. And I hop out, try not to fall on my face, and head to the building.
What about me, TC?
Standard maintenance, buddy.
You got it.
You're in charge. Ojos. and I go looking for that building.
Okay, it's south of you, and we'll go to you here in a minute. What's the four of you doing?
I'm stepping on Buddy Guy because he's so tiny.
It's okay.
I start on the turret first.
Okay.
I'm out there assisting him.
Okay. So
Anything I can do from the inside?
You asking-
Anything I can do from the
Drive it
inside?
back and forth really hard to shake it loose.
I guess I'm asking both of you.
I was gonna say something similar, like just hold the button down, and when it turns, we know it's working.
So,
Sure.
so if you're looking to make some repairs, we'll talk about that because currently, Blackjack's hit points are at 2 out of 7,
An all-time low.
an all-time low. Yeah,
Dang,
that
we got that low?
Panzerfaust. Yeah,
Jesus.
the Panzerfaust hurt you pretty good. So you can make repairs to the tank that will fix all your endurance or your chassis points.
Let's
but
do
it's gonna
that
take
then.
some time.
Can we pull other parts from the field to repair ours?
Yeah, you can if there was parts in the area. You guys had a lot of stuff that you brought on your tank with the initial invasion because you weren't sure about a resupply and when that would be. But you do have stuff that you could work on the tank to restore the chassis points at this time. So one thing I do want to mention, and this is more of a house rule. So when you make your repairs, you will have to do your tech rolls. You'll be able to restore your chassis points up to the amount of criticals that you've had. So you guys have had 2 criticals so far in the game. So what that means is you can restore your max chassis points up to 5 out of 7. And if you want to restore those last 2, you'll have to find a maintenance bay or something like that where there's going to be some downtime where they can really do some major repairs to the tank.
Now, is there like a mechanical unit attached, a mechanics unit attached to this tank battalion?
Yes, there is. Yes, there
And
is.
so presumably they're with us, right? We can hit them up for parts. And...
You would have to ask where they might be.
Understood.
But yes, that is an option. Correct.
And can we peel anything off of that stub to give a bonus or extra anything?
Yeah, you could try. Given that it's German parts, they might not work properly, but
German components, American components.
where were they made?
Taiwan.
Thank you. Thank you. All made in
here.
Taiwan. So, if you want to start with that, we can start with that.
Well, I was thinking more
Let's fix it up.
raw material, like chunk of plate,
Oh, yeah, no,
but that's not going to give us any.
you don't have a welder either.
I don't have a welder.
No.
Well, I got a torch, right? Guess that's not the same as welding.
For your cigar, maybe.
No, I thought we had like some standard gear like that, like a
Just got a
torch and.
fucking Tig sitting in the back.
No.
Tig's very funny. She's a funny lady.
I don't believe that your starting gear included a torch. Maybe a light, like a flashlight that they call a torch back in the 40s. But yeah.
Maybe there's a torch in the slug.
Okay, maybe there
Anyway.
is. I don't know.
Let's fix it up.
All right, so you're 2. Each chassis point is going to take an hour to repair. Okay, so that is what, 3 hours, and they're all tech rolls. If you fail one of your tech rolls, you're gonna have to try and do it again, and then after a couple, then we might look at it being a problem you can't fix. Okay.
Okay.
So give
Well-
me, you do you.
I was just gonna say, would it make sense to focus on the turret first? That way we're able to shoot back with accuracy if something were to happen suddenly, but when we're down at 2 armor points.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, we need the turret to move. Otherwise,
Turret first?
yeah, that's my vote anyways. Maybe can you fix the turret when I can attempt to patch up some armor?
Pitch some patch?
Yeah. Trying to see what my skill is for that.
Tech? Or wait,
Why do I not see
Yeah.
that?
It should
it's
be on the
under
right side.
intelligence.
Oh, there it is. Okay, under intelligence. All right. Yeah, so yours is 2. Mine is 1.
I'm at 3.
Oh,
I
nice.
also
I was an engineer before all this, man.
I also have mechanic 1. +1 die to tech test for repairing engines, vehicles, pumps, and other mechanical contraptions.
Fucking say something, Dion. Say something about a pump if it broke. Come on.
So, why don't you two fix the tank up, and is there something that actually needs to be set up camp-wise? I can go do that while you guys work on the tank.
Why don't you assist Horner?
Okay.
With that, because the assist roll, if I remember right, you just add a die to it, right? It's not like you can do a separate roll on your own. And I'll get, yeah, you hold the flashlight. He'll be the dad. He'll yell at you, tell you you're not holding it right.
I think there's 2 different things to fix, right? There's the
Right,
armor
and then
then
what
the
I was
turret.
saying was,
Yeah, so you and
I'll
I do the
duct tape.
turret.
You and him do the turret. I'll get out
Gotcha.
and get the duct tape and patch holes.
Cool. All right. Sounds very cool.
Just I picture a tank with a big shell hole in it, and you're just
Pulling out chewing gum.
At least
sticking
6
it into
layers.
Yeah, Preacher, Sweet Pea
you
bought
got
a
a
bunch
crisscross
of
for strength.
West Virginia chrome, so be good. Set.
So, yeah, spray paint over it too.
there. Primer
Whatever.
gray. That's all I got is primer gray.
It's gonna be a matte finish now, and it'll look like crap. Anyway, so I'll start on that turret.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your tech roll, and if somebody's helping you, you get +1.
So add 2 for your mechanicness.
Oops. Okay. You have much success. And that was for your turret, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you are successful in your repairs. So I guess tell us what happened. What you and Sev did. How many times did you yell at him for holding the flashlight straight? You know, give some details there.
So first we're both looking at the outside, since that's where the obvious damage was. I'm telling him to hold the flashlight. And yeah, no, not right there. You actually hop inside the turret. All right, hop inside the turret and look out. Hold this right here.
And I'm like trying to light a cigarette the whole time and aim the flashlight in the right way. You know, it's just not lining up quite right, but we get the job done. It seems like.
I'm twisting at something, and all of a sudden, you see my wrench go, and then you hear the sound of something clicking back into place. And we test it out, and it moves back and forth just the way it always should have.
All right. So you do a couple tests, and you hear some magic sounds. And that is the sound of the turret moving back and forth. So good job. So you've removed your critical.
I just reach down and steal a cigarette, take a drag, and then hand it back to him and hop off the side to go see where Ojos is at.
roll it.
Yeah, roll it, baby.
Bean footage.
Thinking about them beans.
Thinking about them beans. So tell me what you did, Ojos.
So the easiest way to start these kind of things is look for the area where I can just pull things out and kind of, wedge a crowbar into there and pop the metal out, or slap a plate on and rivet it in. That's probably whenever they're coming out, as I'm just pulling off the spalling from the shell that hit us, and trying to patch those holes up as much as possible, and just getting another piece of sheet metal onto there to block up any major holes.
You do a fine job. Nobody can even tell. That's how precision.
It's all surface. So if you look underneath of it, there's like spit and duct tape, and chewing gum, and epoxy. Just yeah.
Is it all in the grinds?
It is all. It's all in the grinds. I have a very special skill.
I have a very unique skill.
Can you type?
That was my first.
Could you type? Yeah. We switched movies there. We switched movies. Okay. So that would have taken an hour about for you guys. So we'll switch over to the TC real quick and see what he's got going on over there, and then we will come back. All right. TC, you're going to the little house, right? Correct?
Why is Buddy Guy so small?
He made himself
You can't
small.
just ask people that.
Yeah.
I scaled myself down a little bit. It's more immersive that way for me.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, so you're saying.
Okay, so you're heading over to the hut, yes?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. So at the house, you see all sort of troops walking in and out of this area. So you take a guess as to this being the location where they're all meeting up. Thanks, Preach. I'll take care of that in a second. So as you walk inside this small house, you do recognize some of the Able Company TCs, just as they seem to be walking out and heading out to their tanks. The interior of this little house has clearly been taken over by soldiers, and you're immediately hit by the odor of fresh coffee, something you haven't had in several days, minus that army powder shit that they gave you with the MREs. Equipment lay all in the corners. Dirt and mud is all over the floors. A small radio set up on top of a table that's sitting next to a map and some half-filled coffee mugs. All the TCs from Badger, so Badger and Lieutenant Finkelstein is there. They both seem to have a nice warm cup of coffee as they stare looking at a map, talking to each other. In the opposite corner, there's 101st. Thank you, Preacher. Thank you. Oh, for his brown pants. Okay, all right.
Thanks, Preach.
And in the corner is 101st Airborne First Lieutenant that looks to be discussing some things with other paratrooper sergeants. Lieutenant Fink looks up as you walk in, Knoblauch, and he walks up to you and he says, welcome to the 80 Seconds, OP. Why don't you go grab a cup of coffee from the kitchen and we'll start.
Thank you, sir. Go looking for the coffee pot, grab a cup.
And you
Come
find
back.
it. Yes, and you find it, sir. And just to see. Okay. All right. So once you come back, Finks is standing there. Looks like he's ready to go, and he looks at everybody. Says, "All right, listen up. We've been tasked, along with the 101st, to help hold the city, St. Eglise, from an expected German counterattack that will likely occur tonight or early tomorrow morning. Right now, this little house is ROP. And you guys might want to zoom out I do have under art the St. Mary Eglise map, so that's there if you guys want to see it. Otherwise, while we follow along, you guys can look at this entire map as I explain some things. And if you have questions, I'll stop and help you out. Okay. So the main road through the town that runs north to south, that's called General Koning Road. It's the road we just arrived on. Our main defense is the
Quick
entire...
question.
Yes, sir.
Do you mind if I tag stuff on the map, like street names?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. What was the name of that one?
General Koenig. He's from World War I. Thank you, Wolf, for that subscription. And Sev, oh gosh, look at the train. It's a hype train, 93%. 3 minutes, everybody, get on board. Okay, so that's the road
Join hands on a hype train.
So the north-south road is General Koenig. Each tank is going to have about 15 paratroopers attached to them from the 101st or the 82nd to help assist you or cover you, whatever you deem necessary, TCs. I expect you all to work together here. Let's see. So the two roads. Sorry, I got off a little bit. The center of town to this location, northwest, is the area that we're going to be covering. There are two roads that branch west from that main road. The northernmost road that branches west is Route du Harras, or you could just call it Harras. So easy to remember. And then the one just south of that is called Rue de Verdun. So that's this one right here that you can see my mouse going across. Paris and Verdun.
Can I take it these are fields?
They are fields, yes. Open fields with hedgerows, trees, brush, all sorts of stuff.
What's this on the other side of the northern road?
Let's see. Where you at? Over here?
Up
There's
north
more
of
fields.
Harris.
There's more fields there. It's all fields. If it's not a building, a wall, or a hedgerow, it's essentially all fields, farm fields.
So that's not a plane?
That is a crash glider.
Crash glider. Okay.
Yeah, he'll get to that here in a second.
Got it.
So Blackjack, Badger, you two tanks are going to be covering Harras, the area in between Harras and Verdun. So that entire west area. So this whole area, you guys kind of see my mouse going around.
That's a lot of territory, Lieutenant.
I understand, TC. We're short. We just got to work with what we got. We also have two 57mm guns that were pulled from some gliders that crashed in the fields just to the north of us. Those are likely going to be used at the north and southern entrance of General Koning to block any route in from that direction. As stated, you will have about 15 paratroopers with you to utilize how you want. And you'll get with them at the end of this meeting. I know it ain't much for such a large area that what we have, but this is what we have to work with. Any questions before moving forward?
Yeah, those are excellent fields of fire. Are we at the south end of this, or you want us on the north end?
However you want to set up, Kris, is up to you. I'm going to be north of you, watching the northern sector by myself, and I'll have some troops with me. Just to the east, and just so you're aware, because I know you saw all the Alpha Company tanks, they're covering the northeast and the east and the southeast sector. So they've got their job. This one's ours. We just happen to have a few less tanks.
And Koenig, that's covered by someone else.
Yeah, we have some of the paratroopers on the 57mm.
Okay, roger that.
That's our coverage right there.
What's our unit strength at overall, Lieutenant? How are we doing? What's the attrition rate?
Alpha Company lost a couple tanks. Obviously, we lost a couple tanks. Charlie Company's making their way up. Last I heard, they were somewhere around Audouville, but they've reached some counterattacks that have slowed them up.
So we are 50%? Are we?
Yes, probably about that, maybe even less. In this city, it's just us and Able Company. So, and they have a collection of about 5 to 10 tanks.
And the nearest reinforcement we have is Charlie.
Correct.
When do we expect him to get to us?
That's unknown. We're hoping by tomorrow. But again, it depends on what the Germans throw back. They obviously just started moving off the beach. They seem to have gotten some organization. At least that's what the captain tells me. And things are starting to move. So we could hope to be resupplied here within the next day or two.
But at the moment, it looks like they want to roll us back before we get reinforced. Correct?
What do you mean?
It looks like the Germans want to roll us back before
Correct.
we get our reinforcements.
Yep. Yeah, they're known for their counterattacks. Even if they pull back, they're known for a counterattack. So we generally want to expect that is going to happen.
Roger that. So we expect them to hit sometime after dark, and we got to hold these fields all till dawn. Is that?
Yeah, we expect them to either hit back tonight or in the morning at first light.
Roger that.
No other questions pop up, so he glances over to the 101st First Lieutenant, and he says, Lieutenant Spears, like your lieutenant said, you'll have about... he was calling on him to speak, so Spears is speaking now. So he's like your lieutenant said.
Wait, is this the Spears?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it
Good.
is.
Well, I know what we could do if we get any captives.
Waste them. He said, so like your lieutenant said, you'll have about 15 of us helping protect each of your tanks. You just tell us what to do and where to go, and we'll take care of the rest. We're lucky to have maybe 2 sets of bazookas, but our initial attacks here, we used them. Obviously, you saw some of the destruction of that when you guys entered the city. So we're short, but it's all we got. We still have eyes, we still have rifles. We'll keep them off your back. One thing to remember, TC, we don't share radio channels, so we're gonna have to communicate the old-fashioned way.
Okay. Sergeant Bailey's the TC for Badger, right? That's who's...
Yes.
Okay, Sergeant Bailey, we need to get together. We need to discuss. Are we going to dig in? Or are we going to get on the north side of these fields? We're going to... we've got these buildings to the south. It's a pretty wide field of fire.
So as you start talking, Bailey kind of points, and Spears is kind of standing there staring at you for a second. He's like, not to interrupt you, Lieutenant. We'll have a chance to talk here in a minute. We're going to clear out of the building first, so these guys can get doing what they want to do. I'm going to attach Dog Platoon to you, Blackjack and Badger. Charlie is going to be with Lieutenant Finkelstein. And Fink looks up from the room and he's like, again, any questions? Otherwise, dismissed. Go back to your tanks. Set up, do what you need to do. Get your gentlemen, get some food, get with the does, work out a plan, hop to it.
Roger that. Thank you, sir.
So he salutes and he kind of makes a motion to push everybody out that no longer belongs, which is all of us.
So we're way up here north on the northern side of this. Do we want to stay up here? I need to talk it over with the crew. I say I'll get back with you in 10, Sergeant Bailey. Dog Company. Who's in charge of Dog Company?
Who's in charge of Dog Company? So let's see here. Where did my...
You said the Dog Company. We're getting a full 4 platoons, or no?
You're getting 15 men.
15 yeah,
men.
you did
Yep.
say that. So we're getting a couple spots.
As you walk out, 2 sergeants walk up to you. Where did my damn shit go? two paratrooper staff sergeants walk up to you, Sergeant Ines and Sergeant Austin, Sergeant First Class Austin.
Gentlemen, Sergeant Knoblauch, it's an honor. We'll appreciate your assistance this evening. I got to touch bases with the rest of the crew. We're just north of the crossroads of Harris and Koenig. If we want to meet up there in like 10 minutes, along with Sergeant Bailey, we can discuss plans for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, we'll do that. I got a map too, so we'll bring that. I'll bring the boys with me.
Sounds good. All right.
Hey,
Thank
question
you,
real quick, because Sergeant Austin's like kind of tugging on your uniform there, Knoblauch.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, so
who was the other one? Sergeant Austin and Sergeant who?
Sergeant Ines, Anness. So is it true? Is it true your guys' tanks really floated?
It's true.
Man, what a time, gentlemen. What a time. All right. Hey, sorry. Go meet with your men. I'll see you in 15.
Sounds good. Okay, I make my way back.
Okay.
To Blackjack, and I brief the rest of the crew on what we were told, that we got to hold those 3 fields to the southwest of us. Just us and Badger for the next 12 to 24 hours. What do you guys think? We can pull south down to Verdun and Koenig and set up a defensive point or defensive positions in these buildings that run along Verdun, and use those fields as our fire
Do we
zones.
know if we're watching a particular direction?
North.
Yeah, the rules were to cover this area.
Yeah.
Basically, Baker has to do the whole northwest, and Finkelstein gave you this area.
Well, hold on. So we're not actually sharing this with Sergeant Bailey, or are we?
Yes, you are with Sergeant
Yeah.
Bailey.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You said Baker. You mean Baker Company. Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Do the paratroopers have radios? Is that a good
No, they do
assumption?
not. No, they do
No.
not. They have a different. They're not on our frequency. Or alternatively, we go
They
up
have
here
flares.
to Harris, and we try to hold the line up here. But the problem I see there, well, if we pull south, that seems like a more defensible position, but then they can flank us on the right, and we won't be able to see them coming. We'd be completely dependent on who's holding Koenig, General.
So basically, Finkelstein is going to be watching the northern part, so the fields above you. It's going to be paratroopers with a 57mm watching southbound.
What's the ground like in the fields?
It's dry.
Okay.
It's
good.
drying up at this point. These weren't flooded.
Okay.
So, no, that's a valid question that specialist guy asked. Which direction are we expecting a counterattack from?
They aren't sure. They don't have a direction.
They could come from any direction. We're
Yep.
just protect these fields, 360 degrees. They could come from anywhere.
Yep. Yeah, basically, that's what they set up.
And we've got
Which is
Baker on
why
our
it-
left. We've got Baker on our left, right? If we're looking north from
Yes.
Verdun. We've got Finkelstein's going to be up in there by that crashed plane. And we've got paratroopers behind us in the town.
Yes. Aside from the ones that you have attached to you.
And
correct.
who's south of Verdun?
Alpha and other paratroopers.
Do we camouflage the tank maybe, and like back it up against the building and set up a perimeter with the paratroopers?
Yeah, but the first time we
Something like
fire that, I mean, if it's a defensive position, we need some sort of cover. If we're just going full camouflage, no cover, first time we fire, we lose that advantage.
true.
I'm
I was
concerned
gonna
about.
say
No, go
if
ahead.
we set up at either the top or the bottom of this hedgerow, I was thinking kind of the same as Sev there, we could, put some branches or something on us at least that gives us the ability to blend in long enough to see something coming. And if we're at the top or bottom of this hedgerow, it would let us pivot either direction if we need to and use it as cover or just to get to the other side of the field.
Well, at this moment, this is a bullshit scenario because we have no idea which direction they're coming from. Except we have Finkelstein to the north, we've got paratroopers to the south, we've got Baker to the west, and we've got more paratroopers to the east. Is that right, General?
Yeah, paratroopers and Able Company. Yep.
To the east.
Yep. Yeah.
And who's to the south?
Basically some paratroopers.
Yeah, so who the fuck are we defending against? I mean, obviously the Germans, but we have no idea what direction they could be coming from. So, to get to us, from what it sounds like, they're going to have to go through someone else first. Right? Is that a fair assessment? Somebody see it differently? They're going to have to go through paratroopers, Finkelstein, Able, or Bravo to get to us.
Assuming they get spotted, yeah.
Well, how are they going to get through? I mean, presuming everyone else is doing their job, right?
Sorry, so when you say Baker Company, like to the west of you, like, are you talking like over here?
Yeah.
No, you're Baker Company, so Badger, Blackjack, just you 3 tanks. Sorry, there was some confusion.
No, that's my fault.
There's nobody west from you at this point. You are the west.
Okay, so that changes things. So that's where we need to orientate ourselves, gentlemen. And that was my fuck up, forgetting that we're Baker Company. 45 days, has it been? 41 days? So that's where we need to orientate ourselves then, towards the west. Okay, with that in mind, let's see. So these you say it's flat ground just with hedgerows. There's no hillocks or anything of that nature?
Nope, it's pretty flat.
So nothing that could lend us a bit of natural cover?
Oh, there's a lot. Like if you...
I'm not talking concealment, I'm talking cover, actual cover.
Oh, no. Nope. I mean, the hedgerows really don't provide cover, but most of the troops ain't getting through that.
So if we had Sergeant Bailey sit over here, if you look to the south, Verdun, these 2 buildings, you see them right on the edge here, right where Verdun starts to turn northwest. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that's right. You can do that, can't you? If we had him set up down here, and he could cover that 90 degrees, and then if we were further north, and then we would cover up by what is that? Harris?
Yes.
Harris, and we could then do the opposite. We'll do 9 degrees out to the west, down to the southwest. Then at least we have that entire area covered. But Finkelstein's on his own, huh? And he's going to cover all this up here.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like that. Well, fuck it. What kind of building is that up there?
Where at? Right here? Yeah. Where your mouse is? It's just a long house.
Just north of it is a field of Neapolitan ice cream.
Is Ojos back?
Yeah, I'm here.
What do you think, Bishop? What if we set up in this longhouse? What if we just drove the tank like right into this fucking longhouse and just sat right there at the edge?
Whatever you want to do, Top. Just point me towards the enemy.
What do you guys think of that? And then we had, Bailey, Sergeant Bailey down here, and this other one down on Verdun. And then we have the paratroopers just spread themselves out. They could go along this hedge road right here against this north-south road. Or does that leave Bailey too far behind us to provide any kind of support?
If it's all flat ground, I wouldn't think so. Is this all fairly flat, plain?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Then let's go with that. Unless somebody else has got something better.
Works for me.
Gentlemen?
Before we reposition, are there any apples available on the trees or on the ground around them?
Yes, there are. Quite a few.
I would spend any spare time gathering apples.
You could get a bushel. We could say you got a bushel of them.
Bushel of apples.
That's a lot of apples. Isn't that like a barrel?
You know,
Maybe I
if
made
you
that
got
up in my
grenade
head at
crates,
some
you got
point.
old crates that stacked on the back of your tank. I'm sure you could fill one of those up
All right.
with some apples.
Pass an apple out to everyone.
What a nice guy. Nice guy. If you want to add that to your inventory on the tank, yourself like 10 or 15.
Buddy apple guy.
But
All American.
1 bushel of apples equals 42 pounds, or about 120 medium-sized.
Nice.
okay.
Enough for 20 9-inch pies.
Oh.
29.
All right.
So
Inch
when I talk to,
pies.
we'll have Sergeant, what's his name? Austin, right? Austin?
Yeah, Staff Sergeant Austin and Ines.
Staff Sergeant Ines. Have Staff Sergeant Austin hook up with us. When they show up, tell them what our basic idea is. Sergeant Austin, you're with us. Why don't you use these hedgerows to the west as your primary position? Fall back to the second row of hedgerows if shit should hit the fan. And then Sergeant Bailey, you want to take up this position on Platoon to the south? Watch that road.
Get these guys out here for you. A second. Okay. So yeah, I'm just pulling some icons out. Okay, so yeah, so they do finally join you as you guys are kind of discussing some things. So where so Ines and Austin are standing there. Well, okay, so TC, what do you think?
Well,
Where do you want our eyes?
we've been talking it over. We think Staff Sergeant Ines, you and Bailey take up that point down there in those buildings right there on Platoon, where Platoon starts to turn towards northwest, and you cover that road, provide support for us. We're gonna use this longhouse as cover and concealment. Sergeant Austin, if your gentlemen want to use this hedgerow as the primary position, and if shit hits the fan, fall back to the secondary hedgerow. I leave it to you, Sergeant Bailey, Staff Sergeant Ines, how you want to manage this down here. Yeah, that's all I got. Anyone else, please feel free to speak up.
Sounds good to me. I'm ready to dig in.
Do it to it.
And
Okay.
General, I take that MP40 and I walk it back. You see where this hedgerow, where it kind of
Yes.
comes to a T-junction?
Yeah.
I dig a foxhole there, and I leave the MP40 there. And then I go back to assisting in cover and concealment of our tank.
Okay. I'll put that little square there just so we remember that.
While he's doing all of that, could I search the longhouse?
Yeah, absolutely.
Assuming we've already driven the tank up here and everything.
Yeah. Real quick, let me get these guys. You said you want me to put Badger however you want?
Yeah, but whatever Sergeant Bailey thinks. I mean, I was thinking he'd use those buildings as cover and concealment to guard that road, and then Staff Sergeant Ines would use that hedgerow. Or there's hedgerows on both sides, obviously.
Yep.
However he wants to do it.
Okay. All right, so I got those guys there. These guys are set up. Wolf. Okay.
Hey, just one last thing, Staff Sergeant Austin. I've changed my mind. Don't fall back to that hedgerow there. That you'll have to run across that empty field. Go, just You got hedgerows in the road right up there to the northeast. Head up that way.
Copy that. Do it.
Or concealment.
My guys have one bazooka, and then Anessa's team has one bazooka also, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, well, maybe that little building right up there on the other side of the road would be a good location for that. For Nessa's bazooka.
Yeah, we can put them up there. At least they could be some eyes, if anything, for you.
Roger that.
And we'll try and keep these grunts off your back, so nobody gets behind you. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
And then again, Finkelstein is up here somewhere.
He is, yeah. He'll tell you that we'll get to him here in a minute. Buddy. Yes, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so Alpha's behind us. And then who did you say was to the south of us?
Just some paratroopers.
Just some paratroopers. Okay.
Yep. Buddy, you want to go into the longhouse?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
What do I see with my buddy
so
eyes?
You walk up to the house currently, and you see that the door is shut.
I knock. Loudly.
The door actually opens, and it looks to be an older French male, kind of probably likely a farmer of some sort. He's standing there, and he starts talking to you in French.
Ah, shit. TC, you around?
What's going on?
Someone's living here. What's the protocol? What are we doing?
Tell them they probably want to clear up.
I don't really speak the language.
We approached the a joint guy. We approached the French. Is a French gentleman, French woman? Who are we talking to?
Older male. Looks like probably like a farmer. A little thick, heavy set, overalls on.
Try speaking to him in English. He's not responding.
It's not much, but it's honest work.
Yeah, he seems to nod like he understands what you're saying, but when you continue to ask more questions, it seems like he's just nodding because he's happy to see you.
Okay, well, tell him the Germans are coming. The Germans, the Hun, they're coming.
I point out west and say Nazis, and then I point down here, at his house.
And he kind of steps out and he looks west and he's like, shakes his head, yes, like, yeah, they're out there, maybe. Or that's a field. Yeah, that looks like a field. And he looks to the back and he sees your tank and some of the 101st kind of still hanging about. And he's just staring at it, like it's sitting on the side of his house. And he's like, he just sits there and he shuts the door. And a few minutes later, he comes back. And he seems to have his daughter and looks like to be a younger son with him. And you see him start walking east down the road.
Okay.
Good. I follow them down that way, and I present the bushel of apples on the back of the tank as they pass by, if they'd like to take any, for them and anyone else in their town.
Have some fucking apples.
So you gave him the whole thing?
Sorry.
Yeah.
If they want to take it, yeah. If they want to take the whole thing, they can.
Yeah, the old man smiles because maybe he likes apples. I don't know, or the fact that you're giving him food. But you've also seemed to have caught his daughter's eye as you hand that crate over. She gives you an extra long smile, and it's not until that the dad kind of tugs on her that she turns and starts walking eastward.
Gave an apple to that guy, and now you're the apple of his daughter's eye.
You're sick.
You're a fucking poet.
Sick
Private
man.
Horner.
He's a sick man.
I'm still just enjoying. Maybe he really likes apples.
Yeah, where's Sweet Pea the whole time here? What's he been doing?
Eating as many apples as he can.
Yeah.
Until he starts to bomb.
Yeah, I don't know. Did he help you with the armor, patching that up?
I didn't take it into account, so no.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess he's been probably like.
He went to go check
Probably
that
looting.
stock for tank materials.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Where's my thing?
He was gassing up the tank and reloading all the guns.
All right. So he's gonna do a gas.
That's a good idea.
What's that? What's the on the screen? Where'd Judge Wolf go? You there?
I'm right here.
Oh, that was weird. My
Yeah, I see
thing
that.
on
And now he's back.
stream went to the Skype symbol.
I'm just sitting here. Not doing anything.
That was weird.
Just existing.
Never seen that. All right. So then we'll go ahead and mark you down for a refuel on my list here. Go ahead and take one jerry can away from your store there, Hades.
Yeah, were we able to top up supplies at all? Ammo and petrol? Diesel?
Yeah, you just refueled. Yep. So Hades in charge of the inventory list. Go ahead and take one jerry can away from your storage there. Also, your guys' work, you've restored one chassis point. It's evening time, so you still have plenty of time to restore more. Essentially 2 more if you want, because of my house rule on criticals. But that is up to you if you want to do that.
Yeah, I would be working on that.
And what about ammo? How are we on ammo, Jim? Were we able to top up?
No, there's no resupply.
Okay.
Nope, you got what you got. Which you should still be good on bullets, rounds, and things. I don't know where you guys are with your shells though. That's
Yeah, we're good for a
Coroner's
while.
department.
We usually hit, so
Were there any windows
shot,
on the
one kill.
eastern side of this house?
Eastern side? Yeah, there seems to be windows around the entire house.
Okay. I would,
fancy.
once they vacate the premises, start kind of clearing out the house a little bit, just moving things so that there's space for us to maneuver. If we need to move around in the house, make it so that this window is open and clear to move through if we need to quickly, if we're getting shot at from the west or something.
Okay. All right. And some of the paratroopers seem to help you. Maybe they're just trying to get to know you, or maybe they're looking for ways to make fun of you being a tanker. Not a real man, since you're hiding inside an armor. Not on the
Maybe
ground.
they just really like apples. And I hope he
Well,
has another
there are
bushel.
no apples left because they gave him back to the farmer that probably owned that. Like Steph said, you gave the farmer back his own apples.
That's his neighbor's apples that he's been coveting for
neighbors.
the entire time they've been growing.
Yes. And all right, so you wanna do another repair? Do a couple another repairs? Is that what everybody's doing? Is everybody helping out? Ojos, what are you doing?
I guess I could help out with that. Is Sweet Pea going to stay inside at least on the machine gun then? Or is he helping with this stuff?
You decide.
I'm not
Well,
running
that's
Sweet Pea.
that's up to Sev currently, since Sev is wearing a skin.
The only thing I was going to have him do is just during that time we had been earlier fixing the tank earlier, he would have been maybe looking around for any useful gear from the tank down there to the south, I guess, maybe, or would all of that sort of stuff been picked over already? So they kind of secured the area.
To get him here, and go ahead and give me a perception roll, sir.
Okay. But yeah, whatever Ojos needs him for otherwise.
Okay.
I'm good with doing whatever. If you want me to help fix the tank, I can do that, or I can stay on the gun, one or the other.
So Sweet Pea, along your searches during that initial hour, you don't really find anything. What you do find is destroyed or likely already picked over from the 82nd and 101st that have been there already.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so let's do those repairs real quick. That's a tech roll, and if somebody's helping you, we'll do that.
Did you say you're helping me? Sorry, Ojos, were you helping, or what were you doing? Sorry.
That's what I was asking. It's up to you guys. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to do a roll on something separate from what you guys are doing, or stay on the gun, right? Like, it's
still early yet, right?
Okay, yeah.
I'd say help me at least with
okay,
one.
yeah, I'll help you out then.
That's +1 and then plus another for your talent.
Talented.
So talented.
Deuce.
Deuce. What would you like to do with that extra success? Do you want to bank?
I assume I can't do an extra repair with it.
Not that I am aware of that. Let me double check.
I mean, I kind of figured that. Decision on you whether that's something that takes too much time to have that spent on it, or if it's something that's we find out that
so if you want to say
issue can be fixed.
Yeah, if you want to use it to like knock down how long it might take the second part, maybe they're intertwined and related. We can do it towards that, and then I'll your next tech roll come with an extra bonus.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. So tell us what you do.
All the damage was focused where? Up by the turret?
Yeah, you got hit at the side, on the side of the turret area.
So there's some paneling that's like kind of loose and messed up, and I was finagling with it, and I realized that this tied into the issue that I already solved with the turret. So I, make a little plan in my head that the next move I make to readjust things and get them lined back up is actually going to do it much quicker than the brute force way I was doing a moment ago.
Okay. And Ojos, while you're helping him and you're holding the light and getting yelled at, why don't you go ahead and give me a quick perception roll?
Does that include Eagle Eye?
No, it's pretty much in your proximity.
Roger.
We're focused around your area.
You said perception. All right, rolling.
So as you're assisting Horner there, you notice along the stone, the cobblestone wall that the tank is butted up against, a black cat is walking along the top of that stone wall, and he kind of hops up on the tank and up onto the turret itself, and he seems to be
got
sitting...
a grenade! Shoot him!
He seems to be sitting there watching both of you.
Horner.
God damn! Hold.
Horner!
What the? What?
Horner!
Hold the light. What?
No, shut up. Look. I kind of nod my head towards the cat.
I pick it up.
I pick it up.
Meow.
Well, it
Good
seems
luck charm.
to be taking a liking to you, Horner. Maybe you have maybe you have experience with other cats in another life.
It's like it wants to be near me, but it struggles once I pick it up.
See? Look at that. We have a live prop. So you're able to do the one. Go ahead and give me another tech roll. If Ojos is still assisting you, so you get the 2 extra dice, but since you seem to have figured out some things, we'll give you 1 more bonus dice.
Okay, now ignore the cap for a moment. Hold that light straight.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Hey, good thing I had all them extra dices.
Yeah. So I'll restore those 2 points for you currently. All right. So you 2 finish it off. Guess tell me what's going on.
Well, as soon as he stopped focusing on the cat and held the light straight, the plan I made in my head comes together. Not quite as smoothly as I planned, but it does do effectively what I was looking to do, and gets that structure back up and more sound than it was. Horner, being the guy who likes to fix crap, is still displeased that the tank's not, back to 100%, but he's pleased with what he was able to get it to do in the field.
You're saying you're pleased with how it turned out?
He's pleased with his application of his abilities in situ.
I feel like I just read a resume. Ojos, do you have anything to add, sir?
No, with Horner going back to work, I just hold the cat underneath one arm and hold the light with the other one.
Okay. So while that's going on, I assume TC, Buddy Guy, Sweet Pea, you guys are all just kind of hanging about, preparing, maybe getting chow, getting some water, things like that.
Roger that.
Yep. Things
Make
like
sure
that.
the crew is. No, go ahead, buddy.
I was just gonna say I would probably talk to some of the paratroopers that happen to be around us or whatever, helping me clean out that house. And if there's anything interesting I could learn from them, I guess, for some lucky strikes, it'd be cool.
Define interesting.
I don't know. I just would kind of start palling around with some of them a little bit, as I'm doing that, and seeing if anything comes from it.
They're just so you're kind of hanging out with them, swapping some war stories. Why don't you go ahead and give me an insight roll? So you're swapping war stories with them. They're talking about how they parachuted in and how they're gliders and they just got dropped all over Hell's Half Acre. And they're discussing how they took the town. There isn't much that you learn from them that you haven't already known. There's no trade secret that they learned with tackling this hedgerow or anything like that. You learned that they had the same problems that even the tanks did, that it's very difficult to push through the hedgerow unless you find a gap or have something like a bulldozer or something like that. Just because they're so thick and they've been growing for years.
Okay. Alright. I didn't learn a whole lot then, but they learned about Buddy Guy.
What's one thing they learned about Buddy Guy?
I don't know. Just they learned of him. I suppose he's quite an enigma out on the field, I guess.
Oh, I
Wait
see.
a minute.
He's a good driver.
What team are you fighting for again? I do some sort of perception roll on this guy.
Yeah. So you made some new buddies.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah. Guy. Yeah.
Okay.
But the whole time, Buddy Guy would probably be kind of just anxiously waiting for them to fix up the tank so he can see if he can take it out for a test drive in the field.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you could do that as they're done with the repairs and getting a feel of it. You know, tighten bogey wheels, tighten tracks, well lubed, oil changed, that kind of shit. You feel that she's running at her new 100%, even though it's essentially 80%. Anything?
I think TC had something.
Go ahead, TC.
Well, I was wondering if is there any value in calling up the mechanics to give her the once over? What do you guys think?
You can reach out to see if they're available, certainly.
You guys think it's worth it?
I think so. Yeah, if they're able to make it.
Yeah, okay. Bishop, you're in charge again, if you would. I head over, see if I can find anyone for them, or find out where they're bivouacked.
You would say, based on your experience, the best place for you to go initially would be the OP you guys have set up here in St. Eglise.
Yeah, okay, I head to the OP.
Okay, so you're in there, there's people doing their thing. You see the big radio in the corner, still on the table next to the map.
Anyone I recognize? Is Finkelstein in there?
No, Fink isn't there. They seem to be maybe some orderlies and what looks to be, probably like the 82nd captain or one of the 82nd captains.
Well, I'll just ask one of the orderlies. At ease, Private. Is there a mech crew here? Not a mech crew. A mech crew.
A mech crew?
Mechanics?
Sergeant First Class, we don't have anything like that here. If you like, you could use our radio out and see if you can get a hold of them, get in touch with them. But we don't have anything like that here directly in the city that I'm aware of.
Okay. All right, as you were. Thank you. It was worth a shot. Is there anything else going on in the OP?
No, not that you would find beneficial, other than the fact that there's still, it seems that the coffee is 100% unlimited.
Really? Any way I can transfer some of
Just
this
like the apples.
Yeah.
into my
You
possession?
probably
Back
have
to the crew?
your little 1-quart canteen.
1 quart, huh? Yeah, what the hell? Fill it up
Okay.
and head back.
Head back. So you head back. It's pretty much starting to get dark at this point. So I can continue to move forward unless anybody has anything else they'd like to do, try, talk about, set up.
No, I just say when I get back. No, there's no mechanics here in this area, but I've got coffee. Anyone want some coffee?
I'll take some. I think we pretty much have our own mechanics here. They seem to fix it up pretty well.
You guys are amazing.
Anybody else drinking coffee?
Who's on first watch?
We haven't done that yet. But are you drinking coffee, Ojos, Hades?
How late is it?
I think Hades is asking the right questions.
It's about
to go
probably
on
like
watch.
8 or 9
Going
o'clock.
on watch, no. We're going on watch, yes, if it's offered. If not going on watch, no.
Yeah, it's exactly where I'm at.
Well, TC,
Yeah.
calling out the roster for Firewatch, Night Watch.
I'll take first watch, since I don't know. I've still got something to prove after apparently falling asleep.
Yeah, Bink hasn't spoke to you about that yet. So, maybe he's letting the tension rise before you're like, oh my god, what did I do? All right, so Loth, you're first. Who's up after, what's the order here?
You guys have any preference?
It's not the one I had last time. I had that second to last one, and it's just the worst. I made it work, though.
I had coffee. I can take the first one.
Okay, so Seb after Loth. Ojos, corner.
Put Preacher on the shit shift.
The shit shift, so that's like second to last.
Yeah, I'll take the last one.
And I I got midnight.
Sweet Pea, Ojos,
I've got the Dark of Night with our new black cat.
Corner. Oh, okay. And you notice that the cat seems to follow you inside the tank when you go in the tank and things like that. So it seems
That's right, he does. He's a permanent addition.
to have taken a liking to you. Okay. So, let's see. Well, guess we'll start Night Watch. All right.
Did you say these are flat slate roofs? What kind of roofs are these?
No, they're not completely flat. They look like normal roofs, but yeah, they're slate.
Okay. How is it like really tall? Would it be possible to climb up there during watch to get like, you know, be able to see kind of out above?
Like climb to the top? Yeah, you could probably find a way up there, either off of the wall that's, you know, the cement stone wall there, or
Okay.
maybe the tank is positioned in such a way that you could get up there if you wanted to.
Don't slide off that slate now.
Okay.
Is that where you're sleeping?
No. I would sleep probably in the tank.
Okay. Is everybody else sleeping in the tank also?
Yeah.
Under it.
Okay.
In it.
All right. So Loth has first watch. Loth, give me a 1d20.
1d20. Okay, hold on. Let me grab it. What's the syntax for it? Roll space 1.
Slash roll space 1d20.
Roll 1d20.
Okay. All right. So while you're hanging out, you sitting in the cupola there, TC?
Yeah,
Okay. Give me a perception
With-
check.
with the binoculars.
Binoculars. Do you have your Tommy up since you ditched your MP40 in the bunker?
Yep. Do I get a +1 on my perception?
Since you have your binoculars, I would say yes, but it's also nighttime, so that gets got. So
Okay.
just your straight roll.
Standard roll. Got
Yep.
it.
So you're kind of you're sitting there. You're wide awake this time. You've made a special exception to
This
make
time.
sure that you don't fall asleep. You know, you're sitting there drinking that coffee, and because you've been drinking that coffee, the sudden urge to pee hits you. Like, I'm gonna pee myself if I don't get up and out of this tank and do something.
Okay.
You getting out?
You want me to
Yes.
walk you through it?
Yeah, walk me through what you're doing and I'll start adding things.
Okay. Well, I climb out without trying to make too much of a profile to the back of the tank. Right. I'm looking over my shoulders. I relieve myself. I'm not getting off.
So you got a good arc going on. You're getting some distance, you know. Guy
Hades,
thing.
aren't you sleeping under the tank?
I was wondering about that, but if he's going off the side, I should be. I'm right in the middle, so I'm well covered.
Jail.
I guess
Jail. Directly to jail.
It depends on the elevation. Maybe some trickles in. Anyway, you got a good arc going, and as you're peeing straight down the road, the Harris Road there, you see a silhouette kind of walking up to you at a normal pace, just south. So he's likely. The
Which road?
silhouette
Which
is
road?
likely at the bunker. This one right here that you're.
On Harris?
Yeah. And actually, I forgot. I need to do this real quick. So you guys
And
are gonna.
he's walking east.
No, he's walking west, like he's walking towards you. There.
Okay. I take out the. I finish up, presumably,
Okay.
and I grab the Tommy. Right, nonchalantly, not in a rush or anything. What's the password? What's the password counter?
You were given that at the start. Remember, it was a knuckle and sandwich.
Okay. Oh wait, I'm in no rush. So it gets a bit closer.
Okay. Yep. They continue to walk towards you.
Did you say they?
That
Or you
person.
just mean
yeah.
gender
Subject.
unidentifiable?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Not necessarily more than one. Gotcha. When they get to be about, I don't know, 15 feet away. 15 feet away. Ah, that's a little close.
Okay.
Say 25 feet away. I say knuckle.
You don't get a response, but the person stops.
Knuckle.
And suddenly you start to hear, it sounds like what might be a French voice.
Don't want to overreact here. Parlez-vous English? Inglés?
And you hear it looks to be, you hear what sounds like an older, probably more elderly a female voice call out and say, American? You American?
Yep. Come forward.
And so she approaches, and in her arms, wrapped up, she has something wrapped up in what looks to be like almost like a tablecloth.
Good evening, ma'am. How can I help?
And she's like, here, we baked this for you and your soldiers.
That's very kind. Thank you, ma'am. But this area isn't safe. You'll want to head back to town.
And she nods and she says, okay, thank you for liberating us.
No, thank you. Thank you. You have a good night.
She turns and starts walking down the road again.
Okay, I take a peek under the tablecloth.
It is 2 large loaves of bread. Fresh, warm.
Fresh. I look in the tank. Is anybody awake?
Nobody is currently awake.
I probably would be.
Oh yeah?
I think I would, yeah. Because I mean, I would get an hour or so of sleep, maybe. I also just drank coffee.
Yeah. So maybe you're in there still cleaning the vomit and the pee off of you.
No, that's long gone. It's maybe a bunch of sweat or something. You know, just gross in there. So getting it aired out and cleaned up.
So I see that Buddy's in there?
Yeah, you
Buddy's
can
up?
see him. And I did forget to ask, is your hatches open? Are all your guys' hatches open? Obviously TC, yours is, but Buddy and Sweet Pea.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
For now.
Yeah, so you would see Sev or hear him moving around.
Hey, Buddy, take a look at this French hospitality. Not to mistrust them, but you know, just cautiously break them open.
All right, I'll try one. I grab one, you know, take like half of a loaf or whatever, check out the inside, start munching on it.
Okay, so as you break this thing open and you're looking down, you find inside the bread.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is it delicious?
It is some of the best bread you've ever had.
One long French pubic hair.
And I never eat French bread again.
Yeah.
Oh, if we had some cheese and some tomato paste, we could make French bread pizzas.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, you could ask Steph. He's from France, so he might be able to advise on what kind of bread you guys might be eating here.
He
But,
said already we got some baguettes.
Some baguettes. Oh yeah, he did. Okay. There you go. Straight from France, y'all.
And I carry on with my watch.
You carry on
Climb-
with your watch.
Climb back into the tank.
Okay. It's about to be Buddy Guy's turn.
All right, buddy, you good? You ready to take over the...
Yeah.
Buddy? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm handing off to you.
I was lost in the bread. It's so good.
Were you soaking your coffee up with the bread?
Yeah.
I try to get some shut-eye.
Okay. Yeah, so it's probably, Buddy Guy, it's probably about 11, maybe 12, give or take. How you setting up, sir?
Like I said, if it's not too super precarious, I will get up on that roof and lay down, basically, with a gun up there. I'll take that rifle with me that I found in my sidearm. I'm assuming that I have.
Okay. Since you're going to be trying that and it's dark time, why don't you give me a nimble check?
Okay.
Roll for nimbly bimbly.
Here we go.
Here we go. So you step up off the tank. It's close enough where you've got a solid handhold on that you can start to pull yourself up. But you realize that you're not able to pull yourself up. Maybe you didn't do enough calisthenics in basic training, or you haven't been keeping up. But as you're starting to pull yourself up, one of those slates slips out and you're hanging on by one hand to where you just simply drop to the ground uninjured, but it doesn't seem like you can get up there.
Yeah, I quickly look around to see if anyone else saw me do that, kind of brush myself off, and just walk back over to the tank and hop up on top and sit there.
As far as you can tell, nobody saw that, but
Okay.
you know.
So sitting on top of the tank, I can see over the wall. Can I also see over the house? Is it that tall?
No, you're still, the tanks are about 9 feet up, so you still have a bit of a roof in you. But it, like I said, it's a V or an arch, so
Right.
you know, not completely covered. Give me a D20. $19. Okay. So, and you're sitting in the cupola, correct?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Actually, I'd sit. I can just sit on the front of the tank next to the hatch for the driver, right? If I want to, then I can slide into the driver's hatch.
Yeah, if you want to, if you're doing that, if you're just kind of like, what do you like, leaning up against the turret there?
What if he wants to slide into your DMs?
Could do that too.
He could do that also, yeah. So you're sitting there, and you start to hear.
Oh, where's that coming from? And I would dive down into the tank and see if I can figure out where it's coming from. Is it TC's radio, or where's that?
Yeah, from what you can tell, and it's still going, but it sounds like something is going on with the radio coming from either pork chop, the one that Sweet Pea sits at, or the one that the TC sits at.
Is he in here somewhere? Sleeping?
Where are you sleeping, TC?
Yeah. I just tried to find a corner somewhere in the tank.
Okay. Then I would immediately get the headphones and tune it, see if I can listen in, and I'll wake him up if need be, but I'll listen in first.
For the first few minutes, all you really hear is that radio. That radio sound, like, it just seems to be like static. Something's going on, and you're not sure if it's just like, standard interference or anything like that. But it seems to come across the channels that you have designated for the tanks and things like that.
Okay, and like messing with some of the dials and trying to tune it a little anymore doesn't fix anything.
Correct.
It seems like it's on the channel. Okay.
Yep.
Well, in that case, regrettably, I kick TC and it's hey, TC, wake up.
Rubbing sleep out of my eyes. What's up, buddy? What's going on?
There's something on our frequency. I don't know if I should be saying something on there. Is that interference? Could it be someone else trying to talk in there?
I hold the headphone in my ear. One of them.
And you continue to hear that static.
No, those are just aliens. I think we're good. Different movie. We're good.
Okay, so PC gets all tucked back in, and you're sitting there continuing on your watch. And just to the east of the town, you start to hear what sounds to be like a machine gun fire start. And then across that radio, Finkelstein comes up and he starts shouting into the chop. Northeast side of town is getting hit. It's holding. Maintain your positions. Watch your sectors. I'll update as needed. Out.
Lock and loaded, gentlemen. We have contact.
Should we ask what they're getting hit by? Do we need to know if there's armor on that side?
Certainly ask him. Lieutenant!
He comes
Lieutenant.
across. Blackjack, go.
Any armor? What's the attacking force?
Right now, we just know it's infantry. I've got no other reports.
Okay. Roger that. We're standing by. Stick my head out and look for Staff Sergeant Austin.
You can kind of see him a little bit in the distance. He seems to be already making his way up to you based on the sounds of what's going on. So you can kind of see him crouch running along the hedgerows there, making his way to you.
Okay. And I shout down to Horner. Horner, we got contact. Get in the tank.
Yeah. Gets out from under the tank and climbs up on top slowly, but to, make sure he's not slipping in the night.
So he does that, and at that point, Austin finally makes it to you.
And I let him know. We've got contact northeast. Lieutenant Finkelstein says they're holding. We should prepare. Get your men set up.
Copy that. I'll go wake them. I'm pretty sure they're all awake, though. So he starts to make his way back. Where's everybody, and what are you guys doing?
Am I firing her up?
Yeah, fire her up.
Okay.
Everyone's up, right? Sound off!
I'm
So
passing
I-
it when he shouts that. I go, yeah, right here.
What was that, Bishop?
I'm just sitting up, rubbing the sleep out of my eyes, and trying to get into the gunner's chair.
Okay.
Creature at the 50 cal?
What about
Yep.
it?
Is Sweet Pea at the 50 cal?
Yes. He is.
The 50 is the
he
one
probably just slept
outside.
right there.
No, sorry, the 30 cal. The 30 cal.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's his gun. That's inside of his tank. So unless he was sleeping outside of the tank next to the, like on the cage there at the back where you guys have all your shit stored.
He was probably just sleeping right in the seat.
Okay.
I shove Ojos while I'm climbing past him, like as though I'm fumbling, but I'm not.
You guys are doing that, and you suddenly do hear an explosion to the east, not far, not close,
To the east.
to the east. Yep, where the fighting is going on.
All right, swing us around. Buddy guy.
Try it. I can't get the tank. Calvin Horner is in the way.
Oh, he's climbing up. So who's out and who's tucked in?
I am tucked in.
Okay, so your hatch is closed. Is Sweet Pea open or in?
Open for the moment.
Okay. TC, you out or in?
I'm open for the moment as well.
All right, the three of you give me a perception check, -1. And this is based on something other than sight. Don't forget Sweet Pea. Yep.
Nice.
6. Oh. So, as TC, as you're calling that out, let me find it here. Calvin Horner, you hear this sound.
Oh shit.
And based on Calvin's experience, while American tanks do have steel tracks, they have pads, so you really don't hear that sound from American tanks.
Yeah, those tracks don't sound kosher to me. Do I know?
Where they come?
I was gonna say, do I have any sense of direction on that?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was Sweet Pea. It was Sweet Pea that heard them because you're tucked way inside the tank, right, Hades? Or are you still outside?
Yeah, I'm way down in there.
You did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you did say Calvin.
Sorry. It is Sweet Pea. It's Sweet Pea.
Okay. Which direction does he hear him from?
He hears it to the west.
To the west.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we got company of the west.
All right, stay focused on the west. Belay that last order.
PC, you noticed that a lot of the 101st start running up and down the hedgerow. You're not sure what they're doing, whether they're trying to get a sight, whether they're moving, what's going on, but that's what you see currently.
What's our cover and concealment like from our current position? I can't see shit beyond this longhouse, and I can't see beyond the.
Yeah, you can't.
I see nothing.
You see literally shit. Yeah, I mean, you see what you see in the game here currently. Straight down that snippet, just to the west. And actually, with the way the house is in the hedgerow, you probably have more of a view like that. Because the house wasn't completely blocking your location, but yeah.
Okay, so
Ojos hopped out real quick to go run down the street and check.
The fucking cursor's following me was hilarious.
Yep.
Okay. So we're facing due west, correct?
Yes.
Is there anyone on our right?
You have the bazooka team that was in that house.
They're still in that house, right?
Yes.
There's no one in that hedgerow,
Yep.
right?
Correct.
Good. Then, fuck. And we still hear that same sound, right? What's playing in the background right now?
Yeah, you do still hear the battle just to the east, and
To the east. What the? To the
Yep.
west or to the east?
both. You've got gunfire and explosions
Tank
to the
west.
east, and you heard the steel tracks to the west.
They distracted us with infantrymen on the east so they could come up behind in the armor.
Take us south. Take us to the south of the longhouse, buddy guy. We don't want to get stuck. We don't want to get stuck in crossfire.
Okay, so I'll allow everybody to do one thing before we enter into combat.
I just positioned the tank where it's at there. That's assuming that's where he was talking about.
Yep. Give me an operate roll.
Nice.
Okay. Yep. So you're able to do that without any issue. Across the pork chop.
We said everybody gets one thing. I
Yeah, I
ain't
know.
got my one thing.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna
Just
get
by
it.
everyone,
One
he
gets
gets
one.
one.
Everybody gets one.
One guy. Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Not everybody.
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 Everybody. Everybody. Go ahead. Go. Go, sir.
I tell Horner to load me up a Willie Pete.
It's Horner was mid pulling it over open to make sure he had an AP in there since we're talking about tanks, and he looks up and he's like, Willie Pete?
Yeah. First off, we might be able to burn out a tank, but secondly, we might be able to mark it a little bit better.
So he paused for that moment, but the second it's confirmed, he pulled out the shell he had in there, put it back in the rack, and loads up a WP.
Okay. Sweet Pea. PC.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna do an observation check with my Binocs.
All right.
do that?
Yeah, your normal perception roll. Straight across, no bonus
Yep.
because of the nighttime.
Son of a.
It's dark out.
Thanks.
It's dark, and you don't see really anything moving in the direction in which the sound was heard. It's
Both Buddy Guy and Sweet Pea are gonna button up, and Sweet Pea's just watching intently on the, with his gun facing west.
Okay. Across the pork chop, Sergeant Bailey comes on and says, Blackjack, you guys got eyes on anything? I don't see shit.
Neither do we. We did hear what sounded like German tracks. Keep your eyes
Oh,
open.
fuck. All right. Copy. And, who's got the periscope out? Wolf, Ojos, and TC, you're up, right? You're just looking through the periscope then, Ojos, right?
With my sight, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Beyond sight.
Insight. Okay.
Thanks, Lineman.
Insight.
Sight of Ojos.
All right. Well, let me gather the men here. Okay. All right. Which crew is that? So you guys can start talking while I work out some things real quick.
So how you been?
Billy Pete.
Let's see here. TC,
Yeah.
perception.
Pulling it up. Come on!
Up in the distance, where the bazooka crew is, somebody's waving, but you don't see it.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Sweet Pea, you're up.
Sweet Pea will delay until the end after TC. Or can I just place him on Overwatch, like pending an enemy within sight?
If you want to do that, yeah. We talking tank, troops, anything?
Probably primarily looking out for infantry.
Okay, yeah, we can do
It's
that.
harder to spot that than, big tank, I guess.
Yep. All All right, up next. Oops. Why did he... Okay, up next. You continue to, you guys are sitting there like it's eerily quiet minus the fighting that's going on.
Except for all the noise.
In the east. Yeah, well, it's not direct, you know what I mean? It's still going on back there, but, you know, so once again, you start to hear this sound. And you hear it for a good second, and then it stops. And... here. Okay. Let's see. Calvin, you're up.
Or till after Ojos, or did he go already?
He did not go. He goes here.
Till after him.
All right. Let's see where my guys are. Skills. All right, so to the south, there's some more movement on the southern hedgerow, but you guys wouldn't be seeing that. Buddy guy, you're up.
I will
What aren't we seeing?
defer.
Movement to the south from the paratroopers.
I will defer until after TC.
Ojos, you're up.
I will also defer until after this TC.
Okay. We are. And guys up. Okay. Corner. I don't know why yours didn't move. Okay, there it goes. Badger. And I'm not screwed. Okay. We're down to the TC.
Okay. Observation check.
Okay. So that's going to be a perception roll, sir.
And I don't get any pluses, right? I'm out of the hatch. I got the binocs.
I would say at this point, maybe your eyes are starting to get used to the dark a little bit, so I'll give you a 1.
Finally!
Okay. Where are you looking and what are you looking for?
I am looking towards the west. And I'm looking for contact.
Okay. Your eyes start to scan just over the hedgerows that you can see over. So you're kind of doing this, looking where you think you heard things last, and the way your eyeglasses are positioned, you can still see below the hedgerow. So obviously you can kind of see some of the paratroopers and things like that. Well, as you're looking, you don't see any tanks, but you see a paratrooper going like this, and he's hoping that he sees you or that you see him, because he stops, goes like this, and then points southwest, and I'll ping that in a second. and he kind of repeats it. So he's going like this, stops, holds his hand out like that, and points southwest. Or, sorry, west-southwest. So he's kind of pointing out in this direction.
Okay. Gentlemen, it looks like we have contact west-southwest. Buddy guy, orientate us. Bishop, get ready.
Do you want me to mark this thing or try to take it out?
Yeah, I'll leave that up to you. I mean, at this point, we're not exactly sure where this is. It'd be kind of a wild shot. I mean, you've done it before.
Copy. Oh, okay.
Do you want us to get closer? You want us to go closer to the hedgerows?
It's up to you. I mean, we should probably. I don't know if we're in cover or not. I don't know where this thing is. I don't know if it's going to be coming through the hedgerow. So leave our options open. It's on you.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay. I assume everybody else is still planning on holding at this point?
No, I'm going to act.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead then. Then
So
you'll be up.
we know that there's none of our troops in this area, right? Like this is the place that you marked, right?
Yeah, that direction.
Yeah. I'm firing that Willie Pete into that area.
Nice.
Okay. All right, so ping where you want to pop it.
Ping where that guy was pointing at.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
go ahead
see,
and
that's where I was.
give me your roll. Since it's nighttime and since you're doing it blindly, we're gonna do -2.
Okay, so that's getting out to that's 300, and so that was where am I? Talents. So that would take us to what? Medium range, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Firing. I'm gonna spend one of my lucky strikes. I'm gonna spend one of my lucky strikes to get 2 dice into there, and then I gotta go. The solar guys are about to leave here. I gotta go talk to them. So
That's
I'm
fine.
firing
That's
off. I'll let Hades handle whatever else I do.
okay.
Yeah, I heard you. I'll be in a second.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead, Wolf. Okay. So let me mark my thing here. Probably not that big. So that's let's see. So Blackjack bucks on its tank or on its tracks as it pops out this Willie Pete, and in the distance, even if it's dark, you still see the white glow. Not even glow, I would say the what light the moon does provide. It really illuminates the clouds of smoke that start to billow out from the shot that he just fired, and you do start to see that fill up in that area in the west there, and that is where we're gonna pause for the day. Let me go back to our group here real quick. And
You bastard!
son of a gun. All right. All right, so that is where we end for the day. We've reached our toll. We are in combat with Blackjack and what seems to be some sort of trapped vehicle. Unknown what it is. Nobody can see anything except what the paratroopers seem to be signaling that it might be some sort of tank or tracked vehicle with that T. So first, what we'll do is we'll go to the TC. Tell me your thoughts on the game. What's your TC's thoughts and all that? Forlath, you're up, buddy.
The game, of course, is fucking fantastic because the general he is, you know, El Gran Missio. You fucking rule, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
As for Knoblauch, he doesn't like this being in the dark thing, literally and figuratively, not knowing where the attack's coming from. At this point, it seems like it's on all sides. But he trusts his tank, he trusts his crew. He knows that Bishop is an excellent shot, and he figures our chances are still pretty good.
Bueno, thank you, sir. And we'll move on to Sev, our driver, buddy guy.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing? How are things?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Good. Buddy guy's probably sitting in the driver's seat right now, just like an anxious little ball of energy, like bouncing around and stuff, peering through his little viewing slit, trying to really figure out where the enemies are, where he needs to maneuver the tank to. He's starting to get that familiar feeling for combat, but he also at the same time probably can't get used to it. So I guess that's buddy guy, and then the game itself, awesome. I have so much fun playing this, and even I like the rapport we started to get between characters and stuff, and we've gotten a little familiar with how we can interact with this game and the world you've created here. So having a lot of fun. Thanks for running it.
Good, thank you. Thanks for joining. And we'll stick with you real quick with Sweet Pea, since you're in his skin for the day.
Sweet Pea played a little low profile as they entered you said it's a city, it's not a town, it's like
yeah, Saint Mary Eglise is probably a decent sized city, right. Especially for that time in France.
Okay. Kept it kind of low profile in the city here. Maybe some things are starting to take a toll on him, and thinking about that rival that keeps kind of popping up here and there while he's out here. He's just kept to himself in the gunner seat for most of the time. Otherwise, he was kind of wandering around, like I said, trying to find something interesting to distract himself.
Yeah.
That's him.
Good. All right. And then since Wolf has left, he had to take care of some things. We'll go
here.
to.
I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back. What happened? Did I light anything on fire?
No. You.
No.
You didn't light on fire. You sent your round down range, and basically, what nightlight you have from the moon was reflecting the white clouds of smoke quite well. So you could really see that where your Willie Pete is starting to fill up, but like in terms of the area in which it showed up.
The goal here is to either basically act as a spotting round, right? Try and get some of that Willie Pete onto that tank so that as it moves through the flames, or it moves through the powder as it catches, or if they move through the smoke, we get a distinctive target that the Bazooka Boys and us can take a shot at. So.
And so what's going on through Ojos's Ojos?
Nothing. Ojos is just waking up. This is how he wakes up every day. Loads up a Willie Pete and fires it off into the dark to see what's out there. So
it's good.
But as always, great game. You always run a very well managed, detailed game. So keep it up, man.
Thank you. Very nice. Thank you. And we will go over to Hades. Calvin Horner, our loader.
It's not Calvin's favorite way to wake up. He had other things waking him up, people moving in and out of the tank, taking a piss off the side. But he's it's almost all the same to him because his job's entirely in the tank, so that part hasn't really changed for him other than it's kind of dark in there. I was wondering how we got like flashlights going or something for the nighttime. We got little lights in there.
You have red light, I think, inside the tank. I think there were interior lights inside those. But yeah, I mean, you can.
Red preserves your night vision there, Hades. That's why you use it in the military at night.
Oh, it's also good for the animals.
So, history check. The initial Shermans had white lights. They didn't have red. Eventually they had red. So you have white right now.
So there.
So there you go.
Yeah, so Calvin, he's a little surprised to hear a call for Willie Pete, but he trusts the gunner, wants what the gunner wants, so he put it in there, and he's, hoping that it does what it's meant to do.
Okay. All right. The black cat getting you?
Oh, so it was a mix of my cat was jumping to the side and the music was making a weird noise that sounded like a siren in my ear there. I was thrown.
Oh.
I was like, is that the cat? Is that something outside? Anyway, yeah, great game. You gave us some choices to set up there, but it didn't, slow you down in changing what you were doing. So that shows how well you planned what you aimed for in this. A lot of fun as always.
Thank you, sir. And thank you to everybody playing. I'm glad we got 4 today. Start things up and keep it going. We're going to try and do this again next week. We'll see. I got to poke the players and see what their schedule's like. And as long as it's not interfering with anything, I'd like to try and do next Sunday. We'll see. Other than that, that's it. Sev, you're the lucky guy that's going to end it for us today.
Oh, I wasn't prepared.
Oh, shit. Me. You can always phone a friend. Phone a friend.
Careful where you tread.
Hey, come on. Give it to him. Let's give it to him.
Because there might always be a Panzerfaust around the next corner.
Are you in a fucking circus? Because that couldn't have gotten more stilted.
Keep them going. Just keep them going. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Steph, Ballard, thank you for hanging out. To the boys that resubscribed and started that hype train. Appreciate it. Yeah, do it or you're on latrine duty. Exactly. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful time.
Thanks for stopping by.
See you next time.